Hello and welcome to the United Racing League. This is the Division 4 race at Monza in Italy, close to the city of Milan. We're here for round 8 out of 12 in this season's campaign, or this season as I say. To let you know that Bratti 02 in the racing points is leading the way by 25 points over Halequendi in the Mercedes in second, with Rydell a further 6 points back in third place. The top three are genuine contenders for the title this season, so this round is a very important one to make sure they come away with a good haul of points. 4 rounds to go after this. Montreal in Canada next week, then it's Suzuka, Japan, Mexico, and then the season will conclude at Interlagos, Brazil. So this is a short qualifying session to determine the grid. We've got 19 drivers in for this evening. Most of the full-time drivers are in, but there are a few reserves that have been called in last minute. Vlad Fistic is called in the Haas, as is Sussy Pickle, both of those in place of Rydell and Fetbus. Just have a look further down to see if there's anything else I can pick up on. PBX FC 2005 in place of Pellegroy. Chris Rock in the Williams. Oh, he's one of the full-time drivers actually. Ramnatic has been called in the Renault in place of Cross Nation. And Combi Kermi is being called in the McLaren, with neither Monster X D9000 or Manajuva King available for this evening. So we're starting to see some drivers go out onto the track now to start, well, what is their outlaps. Kowalski is ahead of the queue, so go right on board with him. For those who are watching, do feel free to get involved in the live chat as well. Let me know who you're rooting for and your predictions for today's event. But Kowalski is preparing for a fast lap. One last time out at Spa. His second victory of the season. Now, he did miss the opening 2 rounds of the season in Bahrain and Azerbaijan. And since then, he's picked up 2 wins, a 5th, a non-finish, and a non-start in that time as well, because he didn't compete at Silverstone 3 weeks ago. He's the first over the line to start a fast lap. There's still a few drivers in the pits. 5 drivers, that is. They're probably going to wait until there is a gap in the traffic to go out and complete their first runs. By the way, this is not Q1, Q2 or Q3. It's just a straightforward 80-minute session to determine the grid. Kowalski determined to go for a fast one here and just keep the car within the track limits as well, which is most important. I think the most important thing for this session is to get a banker lap in there. It's not pushing too hard too soon, but just at least get a lap in. Here's Kowalski riding on board as he enters the Ascara chicane, which he executes rather nicely, has to be said. Now onto the back straight, just the Parabolica to go before he crosses the line to post the first time of the day. Takes the shorter route to the line as well. It's not a bad idea, to be fair. And it's a 1:18.9, so it's a good start there for Kowalski. Who's next to cross over the line? We've got a Mercedes next. That's Halequendi. He's probably going to be posting a 1:18 as well. It's a 1:19.0, so he's a 10th slower than Kowalski. Leacut going third on a 19.0. There's Izamado in fourth on a 19.8. But Red Bull over the line as well. That's PBX FC. A 1:20.2. BQ in the second Mercedes going fourth on a 19.3. We've got Bratti, who's just posted his first lap time on the medium compound. It's a 19.8 that puts him 5th overall. Mr. BT over the line for Alfa Romeo, goes second on an 18.9. He's the second driver so far to post a time below the 1 minute 19s. Ramnatic also going over the line for fourth fastest on a 19.0. It's not a bad time there from him. Who is next over the line? Well, Res Liam's just posted a 1 minute 19.3 that puts him 6th. Then we've got the other Alfa Romeo who will be crossing over the line to start a flying lap, actually. That's Genu with, I think that's one of the Renaults just coming into the pits. That's Gavelski. Now the top 10 have to start the race on the same tyres as they've set their fastest time on. The others don't have to do that. They have a free choice of compound to start the race on, if it's a dry race, that is. Now here's Ray. In the Racing Point. Picked up his first points last time out at Spa. It was his first race of the season, actually, after missing the first half of the campaign. And he goes to the top of the timing pages on a 1 minute 18.8. That's a very good lap time there from the Racing Point. Who is next over the line? We've got Ferrari next. That's Res Liam. And it's faster by 9,000, but not enough to improve his position. We've got Haas over the line as well. That's Florfistic. I think he may have exceeded shut limits on that lap, so he'll have to go again. We've got one of the AlphaTauris coming over the line. That's Samor. And Samor coming back into the pit lane. Probably knew that he wasn't going to set a very fast lap time, so he thought may as well come back into the pit straight away rather than carrying on. Go back to the McLaren of Combi. Combi Kermi. Rounds in the Parabolica. Touching that curb on the inside there. Taking the shorter route to the line. It'll be a 1 minute 19.5. That puts him 10th overall. Sassy Pickle coming over the line to start his flying lap as well as the Mercedes going slowly. That'll be Buki, I should say. We'll go back to Florfistic. And I think it's going to be a 1 minute 19, is it? It's a 1 minute 19.1 for Florfistic, so that puts him 9th fastest overall. Go back to Kowalski, who's just beginning his second flying lap. And we've got Williams crossing over the line. That's Leocat, who's just beginning a fast lap. And we've got a Ferrari, I believe, on a fast lap. That's, well, I say it was Res Liam. Izamada's just preparing for his first time lap. Chris Rock coming round in the Williams. And it's a 1 minute 19.9, 14th overall for him. Traffic's picking up now. Sassy Pickle yet to post a lap time so far in this session. It's a 1 minute 18.9 for him. That puts him 6th. So he's the 6th driver to post a time below the 1 minute 19s. Now we've got a Haas who's going through the last corner. That is Florfistic. And now we've got the Renault of Kowalski crossing over the line. Is this going to be a faster time than before? It is, and it's good enough to put him on provisional pole position by over 0.02 of a second from Genu in second place. Leocat even is better in that on a 1 minute 18.3. So the track is evolving and more time is being found by the second. Got AlphaTauri crossing over the line as well to begin his first time lap. This is Brian B, one of 3 drivers yet to post a time so far in this session. and he posts his first time. That's a 1 minute 18.9. He goes 9th with that lap. Now Bratti, the championship leader, only 14th fastest so far that he's set on the mediums. And he goes to provisional pole position on a 1 minute 18.1. That's more like it from the Racing Point driver. Pastor over the line for Red Bull, 13th fastest for him, a 1 minute 19.2. Got Ramnitic, who's just crossing over the line actually to begin his next time lap. And then Kowalski as well. Lap invalidated for him on this run. Then we've got Ray, who's just completing his outlap. He'll be coming back into the pits. The way he's circulating. Raikkonen also slowing down. And we've got an AlphaTauri who will be crossing over the line very shortly. Zamor, that is. Rides the curbs. It's not going to be a very fast time, I don't think. It's a 1 minute 19.9. 17th fastest for him. Let's go back to the other AlphaTauri because I think Brian may be on another lap. No, he's not. So we'll come away from him. Go back to the other Red Bull of PBX FC. He's probably going to be coming back into the pits at the end of this lap. Yes, he is. So Bratti will be doing the same. So Bratti's nearly 2/10 faster than everyone else so far in this session. Learcat doing a fine job in the Williams. In second place, it's Kowalski third, with Alaquendi in fifth, and Ryderdale, who's a long way back in third. Well, I say a long way back in third. He will be a long way back, as he's not competing in this round. He didn't compete last time out at Spa, actually, did Ryderdale. So he'll have a lot of ground to make up after this race. And Ray going over the line. Chris Rock has retired from the session as well, so the highest he'll start is 18th. UQ also on a fast lap in the Mercedes. Some more coming back into the pits as well. We've got a Ferrari crossing over the line. Well, I say crossing over the line, he's gone into the pits. Let's go back to the Mercedes of UQ as he's going to be the next driver to cross over the line. 2/10 up from his previous best in Sector 2. Now with this lap he's setting, he's probably going to go in front of Genu into 4th place. He is 8th fastest right now. It's going to be at 1 minute 18.6 and he goes up to 6th with that time lap. Next up is Liam in the Ferrari. Over 3/10 up in Sector 2 from his previous best, and he's 4/10 faster overall at the end of the lap. That puts him 9th on an 18.8. And Ray coming over the line for Racing Point. It's a faster time, but stays 8th with that run. And there's Genu, who's just starting his, or just about to start his blind lap now, his latest one. Flovistic in the Haas. Going into the pits. It's a very interesting circuit here is Monza. First opened in 1922, I believe. And it's hosted a race in every single Formula 1 season except 1980. That year the Italian Grand Prix was held at Imola, whilst remodifications were being done to the Monza circuit for the following year in 81. And here's Alaquendi. He's had his lap invalidated for exceeding track limits, so he won't be going higher in terms of position. Genu is on a lap that's going to be invalid, so he'll back off and go again. Is Amadu. Now, PBX will be coming back into the pits. He's got enough time to get the new set of softs on to go for a last run. SMR starting what could well be his last time lap. Right on board with him. He can take us on a lap of this Monza circuit. So break into second gear, using all the curb you can. Get the acceleration, get no wheel spin on the exit. It'll cost you speed all the way down turn 3 and the run down to the Della Roggia chicane. Takes a very short route to Della Roggia. Very cautious to do there, but got good exit speed through turn 6. This is the first part of Lesmo, using enough curb on the outside. Turns in nicely into 7, the second part of Lesmo. This is turn 8, 9 and 10 at Ascari. And should put some more, maybe not up on the timing pages, but it'll most certainly be an improved lap time for him. And this will put him on a 1 minute 19.0. He goes up to 13th actually in that lap, so he was nearly 9/10 faster than what he had set before, so the track is definitely improving. Here's Combi, 17th fastest in the McLaren, looking to improve this time around. And it's going to be a 1 minute 18.7, improves by 8/10. It goes up to 9th. That's a fantastic lap that from Combi. Who's going to be the next driver over the line? I think it's Pastor next. He's just had his lap invalidated actually. He's come back into the pits, so the highest it will start is 16th. Go to Jenny, who's next behind. Now Liam posting a 1 minute 18.8 to put in 10th fastest. Oh no, I thought I saw someone having a moment there. And Ramatic crossing over the line to start his final flying lap. The checker flag has fallen, so any driver on a fast lap can complete it. Someone's just come back into the pits. Kowalski going over the line, I believe. It's an improvement, 1 at 18.2, but I think he may have had that time invalidated for exceeding track limits. So he won't be improving his position. He will not start from pole. We've got Floorstick over the line for Haas. A 1 minute 18.7 that puts him 9th fastest behind Ray. Mr. BT, lap invalidated from him, so we'll come away. This is Brian. The last gasp effort in the AlphaTauri. Oh, he's had that lap invalidated. So he comes back into the pits, and he will not be improving his time. Liam won't be improving, so his session is done. Alaquindi. Now, can he take pole position away from Bratti, or at least get on the front row next to him? He goes 3rd fastest. Now, what about the others? Got a Red Bull crossing over the line. That will be PBX going 15th. And Ray going up to 3rd with his time in the Racing Point. Great lap from him. And we've got Ramatic over the line to go 11th in the Renault. Now, how many other drivers are on fast laps at the moment? Mr. BT is on a fast lap. Leacat's done. He won't be improving. Bratti coming back into the pits. So the only... Oh, BT's overdone it at the Ascari chicane. so he will not start from pole position. Here's Florstick, or Florvistic, I should say. He improves to 5th in the Haas, 1:18.5. Very good time from him. So Bratti is on pole position for Racing Point for the Italian Grand Prix. Lecat is 2nd for Williams. It's a very good time from him. With Ray 3rd, Halaquendi 4th fastest, and this man Florvistic will start in P5. So rundown on the grid: Bratti on pole ahead of Lecat, Ray and Halaquendi on row 2, Florvistic and Kowalski on row 3, Genu and Buku on row 4, Mr. BT and Kombikurmi on row 5, Ramanitic and Izamadu row 6, Liam and Sassy Pickle row 7, Brian and PBX on row 8, Zamor and De Pastor on row 9. Chris Rock rounds off the grid in the Williams. Doesn't appear to be any grid penalties for the drivers for me to know about, or for us to know about. So we all are set. Welcome back. Apologies for the wait. We are underway with the formation lap, so a good opportunity to have a look who is starting on whatever compound. So there are only 3 drivers starting on the mediums. They are Ramanitic, Sassy Pickle and Chris Rock. All the others are starting on the soft compound. So Bratti on pole position, but there's no points for pole position in the United Racing League. He'll be looking to extend his lead at the top of the championship with victory here today at the Temple of Speed. It's coming in through into the Parabolica. He'll lead the field onto the grid. In around about 30 seconds time, this Italian Grand Prix will be underway. Don't worry, we're not muted. Very best of luck to Florvistic, competing in his first race in the United Racing League as well. Very best of luck to him. He's done very well to qualify his Haas in 5th place on the starting grid. The last few cars making their way onto the grid now. And sooner or later, this Italian Grand Prix at Monza will be underway. 5 lights are on. When they go out, we'll be racing here at Monza. We often get this glitch. Lights out, and away we go. Bratti gets off the line well, as does Learcat and Ray, but Alaquindi is on a charge from 4th position, and it's going to be down the inside of the racing points. They enter into turn 1. Volvistic fancies a shot at it as well, and Kowalski as well, but Alaquindi gets up into 3rd position in the Mercedes behind Learcat and Bratti. We've got an incident down at sector 1. I saw an AlphaTauri lose a front wing down at the Rettifilio chicane, but Bratti stays in the lead ahead of Learcat. Then it's Alaquindi, Ray, Florfistic stays in 5th. Then it's Kowalski, Genu, BT, Kombikermi and Sassy Pickle running up the top 10. You can see a move there from one of the Ferraris making a move. That's Izamadu there. Oh, he's got spin route in the... Oh, he lost it coming out of the Della Rocha chicane, I should say. He's lost position, so Izamadu already on the back foot. I'm going to go back to the battle for the lead because Bratti's continuing to pull away from Learcat and Quindi in 3rd. And Bratti... No, not Bratti, sorry. Ray under pressure from the Haas of Florfistic as they come into Ascari. No change there. And I don't think there's any other changes further behind. I just want to see who's picked up damage. It's Brian B who's the one who's picked up damage. Runs wide into the gravel at Ascari, so he'll be in urgent need of repairs. And Ramatek's dropped down the order as well. He's in 16th position. Has he got damage to his Renault? Not 100% sure yet. But Bratti's over the line in P1 ahead of Learcat. Then it's Alaquindi, Ray, Florfistic, Kowalski, Genu, BT, Komikerney and Sassy Pickle. And we've got Liam also in the pits for Ferrari. Ramatek has picked up damage as well. And Zamor is in the pits. So both AlphaTauris have hit trouble on the first lap. So 4 drivers in the pits for repairs. Now Wesley and Liam going back out on a set of the hard tyres, which can take him to the end of the race. We got spin in the Barris Ray! And his race is over! He's out of the race. Ray parts in the middle of the track on the exit of the Della Rocha chicane and throws his qualifying efforts all away by losing it on the exit of the chicane of Della Rocha. So that's one of the racing points out of the race, and we've got a virtual safety car on lap 2. So Ray caught the gravel trap on the outside of the exit of the chicane, lost control, hit the barrier, and that's his race over. So Bratti will be looking to continue his margin as the virtual safety car ends. We've got one driver with a drive-through penalty for exceeding the delta time under the VSC. That is Zamor, who's just pitted, so he'll need to pit within 3 laps to take that penalty. But Bratti still in the lead, with Learcat second. Then it's Alaquindi, Florfistic, Kowalski, Genu, who thought about making a move there. And you can see UQ and Sassy Pickle tussling over 9th place. The gap between Bratti and Learcat down to 0.3 of a second. DRS is now enabled, so Learcat, providing he is within 1 second of the car in front, he'll be able to use the DRS on the exit of Lesmo, which he does so now. So he's got an opportunity to close in on the racing point. Bratti will be thinking about the championship as well at this point. With Ryderdale, one of his closest rivals, not scoring today, with him not taking part. When Alaquindi behind him, he'll need to make sure he does not throw it all away like his teammate did on that 2. Learcat wasn't able to have a go down the inside of Bratti. Going to make a move on the start-finish straight. Begin lap 4. Rear wing open. Bratti will have to go defensive. Learcat thought about going down the inside, but thought better of it and stays behind the racing point. You can see a move there as Izamadu is under pressure from the Red Bull of PBX. Keeps hold of 11th position as the other Red Bull of Pastor behind. Chris Rock doing a fine... Ooh, Chris Rock nearly losing it in the Williams coming out of the Rettifilio chicane. He starts on the mediums, remember, as Chris Rock, so his tyres won't be in the window like... we've got spin. It's Mr. BT. So BT has spun at the Della Rocha chicane this time. He keeps it going though. He is down to 14th position after that. So it's only a matter of time really before Learcat does get in front of Bratti, as he has got that advantage with the DRS. But the only thing is, if he gets in front of him, is he going to be able to pull away and get out of DRS range? BT has a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, which will go to his time at the end of the race. DRS open now on the Williams of Learcat, who goes to the outside of the racing point, but decides to back out of it. You can see Geno getting past the Haas of Florvistic and up into 4th position. And Combi doing a fine job in the McLaren as well in 7th place, thanks to the retirements of, well, the retirement of Ray and BT spinning. And now Samar needs to take his drive-through penalty as well, which he does so at the end of this lap. He needs to get the car slowed down though, which he does so. Oh, he didn't slow down in time. That's a shame. So Samar needs to pit again later in the race anyway. He's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Alaquindi needs a virtual safety car now as Bucco has, I think, yeah, he's crashed out. Bucco has crashed out on the exit of Lesmo. Not sure how he's managed to do that, but he's lost it on the exit of Lesmo, and we've got our second virtual safety car of the race. Now, what I was going to say was, Alaquindi needs to try and get past Learcat as soon as he can to have a chance of tossing it out with Bratti and closing in the championship race. And Alaquindi decided to take the opportunity to pit in under the virtual safety car. Now, how much time will he gain from doing this? Or the Mercedes crew weren't ready for him. The Mercedes crew weren't ready for him, and he stopped prior to his box. Now, this is heartbreaking, this for Alaquindi. The Mercedes crew weren't ready for him, and he's lost a bundle of time by trying to complete an undercut on Bratti and Learcat, and he's lost about 10 seconds at least. So Alaquindi's race has been compromised heavily here. So the battle for the lead is now between two men, between Bratti and Learcat. Jenny will be fancying his chances in a minute, because should Learcat and Bratti fight it out on track, then that's going to bring the likes of Geno and Kowalski into play in the battle for the race victory. So Learcat on a charge. I think he's deliberately trying to stay behind Bratti, because if he overtakes him, the chances are he could well get overtaken again, and that's going to allow those behind to close in on them. So Learcat, as he decides to go for it this time, to the outside he goes. Oh, they bang wheels a little bit. Learcat to the outside. Bratti keeps his foot in it, and Bratti stays ahead. So clean racing between those two, but Learcat will be back for more. I doubt he'll do it at the Della Rocha chicane. But like I was saying, Geno has now closed in on these guys because they were both tussling with each other. So Alaquindi's pit stop has left him in 14th place with a lot of work to do. You can see BT getting past the Ferrari of Liam, who pitted at the end of lap 1 for repairs, but BT gets back up into 12th place. And Florvistic's pit stop has seen him rejoin in 11th. Now, clear track ahead of him. And once everyone on the softs come in for their change of tyres, he could lead the race for a fair few laps. But he will be on more worn tyres than those ahead of him. Now Learcat, don't think he's going to go for it into turn 1 this time. And Florfistic over the line. And looking to try and set new fastest laps. Next driver up from him is Chris Rock, who's yet to pit. He started the race on the medium compound. And Bradley looking to pull away as Summer getting another 3 seconds of time penalty added. He's already served his drive-through penalty, but he's got a time penalty of 8 seconds. And someone else has had a moment. It's Genu. Genu's spun from 3rd place now. Oh, and cars having to go well through him as he has ghosted whilst he's in that spin. He's recovering, but he's rejoined down in 9th place now after that. That's such a shame for Genu, who could have been in play for the race victory. Now, how long before leaders start to come in? Now, Combi Kermi comes in at the end of lap 8. What tyres is he going to choose to go on? He's going to go into a set of mediums. Now, there is an Alfa Romeo in the pits as well, but Combi's clear. Genu is in the pits for Alfa Romeo. He's going to go onto a set of medium compound tyres. And he's out on his way. Now, he should rejoin ahead of BT. Alequendi looking to get past both Liam and BT as soon as he can, really. Liam looking to get past the Alfa Romeo, which he does so by going to the inside, but has to slot back in as he wasn't the last of the late breakers into the Rettifilo chicane. Got to change the position for 5th as Izamada gets past Pastor. Next up from him is Sassy Pickle. He'll be on better tyres at this stage than those on the soft compound who had started the race on them. Now we've got a battle for the lead again here because Leocat is going to use the RS to his advantage. Get into the slipstream, pull alongside to the outside as they go into the Rettifilo chicane. Brasi just a little bit later on the brakes, which has helped him maintain P1 ahead of the Williams. Now Liam getting a time penalty for exceeding track limits as well. And someone else has gone for a spin. Who's that there? It's one of the Ferraris. It's Liam this time. He's had a very torrid race as the Ferrari driver. He's got no damage this time, but his chances of points are becoming slimmer and slimmer. PBX exits the pits for Red Bull in 10th place now. He started the race on the soft compound. He's ahead of Genu. And with Genu on PBX on better tyres, he may be able to scrape a points finish out of this. There's Alequendi in 14th position. Now as it stands in the championship standings, you can see who's got the fastest lap. Well, Genu's got the fastest lap, but he's outside the points at the moment, so he wouldn't keep that point. Brati's lead in the championship would extend to 50 points with 4 races to go. Now, when will Brati or Leocat decide to pit in? No, they carry on for another lap. Do those two. Sassy Pickle in 4th position. Will be beginning to close in on them now. Izamado in the pits for Ferrari. And they certainly go on to a set of the mediums. And he's out on his way. He'll rejoin behind Combi. Will he rejoin ahead of PPX? PBX completing an undercut on Izamado, so Izamado's going to have to pass him on track if he's going to get ahead of him again. You can see a change of position here for, well, what was going to say 13th is actually 12th, but Ramnitic is able to fend off BT and Alequendi behind. Ramnitic has yet to go on to the medium compound, I think, in this race. He will be pitting in again before the checkered flag. Right on board with Leocat, who's still behind Brati. And then he's thinking, if Bratti's coming into the pits, I stay out for another lap. Or if I come into the pits, if Bratti stays out. Oh no, they're coming in together. So Bratti and Learcut are coming in together. So it's going to be a battle of the pit crews. Kvyatso also in for Renault. So Sassy Pickle goes into the lead for Haas. And he's able to go on a longer first stint than the leaders. Bratti completes his stop. Learcut rejoins behind him. So Learcut's going to win this race. He'll have to pass Bratti on track, which he's definitely capable of doing from what we've seen so far. As Combi now gets ahead of Bratti, has completed an undercut on him. So Combi, who was one of the reserves being called in for McLaren, has completed an undercut on Bratti and Learcut to go up into 4th place. That's how effective the undercut is, and you can see Florfistic, who has already stopped, is now in 3rd position, but he's just picked up a time penalty as well. That's such a shame, that. So Florfistic, if he's going to finish on the podium, he'll have to work ever so hard, manage his tyres well, and get to the end of the race with a good gap over the others. Now, the top 2 have not stopped in this race yet, Sassy Pickle and Chris Rock, but they can go a few laps longer. Chris Rock now the latest to get a time penalty as Bratti gets past the McLaren of Combi to go up into 4th position. Learcut will need to get by the McLaren as soon as he can, really. Doesn't want to be stuck behind him for too long. DRS open on the Williams, but Combi's got it as well, so Learcut's going to have to fight it out with him. Down the inside he goes into the Retifilia chicane, to the inside, runs Combi onto the curbs, but Learcut is due and up into 5th. So good move there from the Williams driver. There's Izanado trying to get back past the Red Bull of Pastor. Quendi down in 14th position, so I suppose the consolation for him is that Bratti is not leading the race. He's currently in 4th position, but with Florfistic and Sassy Pickle and Chris Rock needing to pit before the checker flag, he's still on course to win this race, to be quite honest with you. You know, Bratti will want to get by the Haas driver as soon as he can before Learcut closes in. Now, Florfistic is moving across. Keeps changing the line, actually, does Florfistic. I know he's trying to get out not give us much of a tow, but he won't want to be changing direction too much as he tries to fend the position. Bratti into the slipstream, pulls out alongside, and that wasn't a difficult overtake to make, to be honest with you. Bratti goes up into 3rd place now on the road. And we've got Geno passing Izamadu temporarily, but Izamadu fought back. So here's Quendi, who will be looking to go to the inside of the Alfa Romeo driver. Wasn't able to do it there. Stays in 14th position. Now, Sassy Pickle's just put a lap on the AlphaTauri of Zamor, who has had a very wretched race, to be honest with you. He's just been into the pits for a 2nd time, or for a 3rd time actually, including the drive-through penalty. But with him on fresher tyres, to Sassy Pickle may be able to unlap him, which he's going to be able to do anyway, because Sassy Pickle has yet to make a pit stop in this race. So Zamor will be looking to unlap himself, which he does so now. Bratti with a new fastest lap in the Racing Point, which is a 1 minute 21.4. He's within DRS to have a go down the inside of Chris Rock to put his Racing Point up into 2nd place now. Good move from the championship leader. And Learcut's still behind Florfistic. This is costing Learcut dear here. And now Chris Rock still yet to pit in his race. Will he pit at the end of this lap? Or will he decide to stay out a little bit longer? I think once the Haas and the Williams gets past him, that's when he'll pull the trigger and decide to pit in. We've lost 2 drivers from this race. Bucci is one of them in the Mercedes, who lost it on the exit of Lesmo, and Ray, who lost it coming out of the De La Rocha chicane on the second lap. 17 runners still going. Liam getting a 5-second time penalty now for exceeding track limits. He's not having a good race, is Liam, it has to be said. So he's got 11 seconds worth of time penalty, but the next driver behind him, which is Brian, is 32 seconds adrift. So that won't make an effect to his race result, as Learcat now gets past Flavistic and up into 4th position. But is he going to have DRS on the start-finish straight? The answer is yes, which will help him close in on his teammate Chris Rock, who I can imagine will not make it too difficult for his teammate. And we're losing it in the middle of the Rettifilio chicane. So how long will it be before Learcat gets by the other Williams of Chris Rock? The gap now between Sassy Pickle and Bratti, 9 seconds. Brian, who's at the back of the field, has got another time penalty to his name. Liam is back in the pits for Ferrari, going into a set of soft tyres. Probably try and set the fastest up or something. Learcat going to the outside of his teammate to go up into 3rd place. And now he can go after Bratti ahead of him. And Sassy Pickle is just on that. The AlphaTauri of Samurai again, but it's irrelevant now as he's into the pits from the lead. And Aliquindi picking up a 3-second time penalty now. His race is going from bad to worse with the way his race is going. Chris Rock also in for Williams. So Sassy Pickle will rejoin behind Genu, I believe, in 9th place. Just ahead of the Ferrari, actually, as well. So Sassy Pickle can start picking off these cars one by one to try and get himself back up into a top 5 position here. He's got 11 laps to do it. Combi now up to 4th place on the road. And with Vlorfistic's time penalty, he'll be going to the podium. But the battle for the lead is something to watch now, as Learcat is gradually reducing the gap between him and Bratti. I don't know if Bratti is aware, but Aliquindi is outside the points, so Bratti will be thinking very much about the championship. Came into this round 25 points ahead of the Mercedes driver, so as it stands he'll be 50 points clear with 4 races remaining. He's got the gap down now to 1.2 seconds. Combi now ahead of Vlorfistic, who comes in for his final stop. He'll probably go into a set of the soft compounds. There's Genu putting a move on Pastor to go up into 6th place now in the Alfa Romeo. So Genu making up for lost time after that spin on the exit of Ascari. And Aliquindi is in the pits and out of the race. So Aliquindi has had a very torrid race here at Monza. He had that glitch of a pit stop that saw the mechanics not even ready to service him. And so he decides to call it quits, and no points will be scored today by him. That's Aliquindi's 2nd retirement of the season. The first one was in Baku. Liam, on his new set of soft tyres, has just posted a new fastest up of the race. Learcat now 0.6 of a second behind Bratti. He's very much closing in. Has more confidence in the Williams than Bratti does in the Racing Point. I don't know if Bratti will be I don't know if Bratti will be aware of Eloquente's retirement now. Both Mercedes drivers out of the race. And we've got a virtual safety car. Now, Jenny's retired. Now, what's happened? Has he lost it on the exit of Parabolica? I think he has. So, Genu has stopped. Not quite sure what's happened, but the virtual safety car has been deployed. And Genu has lost it on the exit of the Parabolica. He must have hit something. Probably hit the barrier or something like that. And his race is over. No points for Genu. Had a good opportunity to be going for the win here today, but not to be this time around. The man who's finished second twice this season at the Red Bull Ring and last time out at Spa. He most certainly won't be scoring points here today. Pastor's race has taken a turn for the worse though. He's got a drive-through penalty for exceeding the virtual safety car delta. We've now got an incident set to 1 and Pastor's retired. Now, I'm not liking... That's not good driving that for Pastor. If he's retired on track like that, that usually counts as a penalty. Now, I hope this does not deploy the virtual safety car, because if it does, I can imagine Pastor will be in deep, deep trouble for it. Because you're not supposed to just stop out on track and retire like that. You're supposed to go in the pits and retire. That way it won't intervene with the race. So Learcat, through all this, is now half a second off Bratti in the battle for the lead. Pastor joining Genu, Eloquente, Buku and Ray on the sidelines. 8 laps to go here at Monza. And PBX coming into the pits for a change of... Was it for a change of tyres, or did he pick up a penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car? I think it was for speeding under the virtual safety car. So PBX has lost out big time. Oh, he locks up into turn 1. And that'll be a penalty for sure for him. 3 seconds. He deserved that, to be fair. Went in too quick into turn 1. And he was always going to get a penalty of the way he was going across that chicane. So through all this, Combi's on course for a podium finish now in the McLaren. Over 3 seconds behind Learcat and Bratti. Now, if these two come together, then Combi has a great opportunity to all of a sudden win this race. So it's in the Parabolica now. DRS is open on the Williams. Will he go for it into turn 1? PBX getting another 3 seconds worth of time penalty. That takes his total to 9 now. Although, to be fair, he is over 10 seconds in front of BT, who also has penalties to his name. So he wouldn't lose any positions as it stands. So Mr. BT posting a new fastest lap now for Alfa Romeo, and with him inside the top 10, he would get that point for the fastest lap. Well, I say he would finish inside the top 10. He's got a 6-second time penalty over Ramitek, who doesn't have a time penalty at all. So if Mr. BT is going to keep hold of that fastest lap point, he needs to get by PBX or pull out a 6-second margin on Ramitek. The chances of that are looking very slim right now. Learcat over the line with 6 laps to go. Being able to use the DRS once more. He's using more ERS than Bratti is doing. So here's Flovistic in the Haas. Line up a move on Chris Rock. I don't know if Chris Rock's got ahead of Flovistic on this occasion. Not 100% sure. Chris Rock has 6 seconds worth of time penalty to his name. Flovistic has got 3. There's Amado in 6th place at the moment. Sassy Pickle in 5th. going very well on his soft compound. And with Kowalski's time penalty, that would see Sassy Pickle go up to 4th. So he wants to be going for more here. And this battle for the lead could change that as well. Using a little bit of curve there, did Learcat. And we've got a Red Bull in the pits. It's an AlphaTauri, sorry, it's Samor who's out. Oh, we've got another virtual safety car. Flovistic has lost it on the exit of Ascari. Now what's happened? Oh, he's upside down. The car is upside down on the exit of Ascari. Flovistic must have had a massive shunt. Now I'm surprised it's not a safety car, to be honest with you, because that is a hefty whack against the wall. Now, if that was in real life, that probably would have been a red flag. But Flovistic is okay, he's out of the car. His race is over in the Haas. He had a good drive up until then. So now we're down to just 12 runners in this race. We're back on the way now. Oh, and someone else is going to... Oh, that'll be just the AlphaTauri of Samor who's pulling off. So 5 laps to go here now. Bratti still leads from Learcat. Kowalski in 4th place, just 2.3 seconds in front of Sassy Pickle. So Sassy Pickle would still go up into 4th place by the end of this race. The thing is, how long will Learcat leave it to get the move done on Bratti? Because he's been stuck in that tournament for some time now. Over the curbs. Learcat staying behind Mr. BT, getting a 3-second time penalty now. That takes his total to 9. That dropping behind Ramnatic would stay in the points. So he would keep that fastest lap point. Now, how long will it be before Sassy Pickle gets onto the tail of the Renault? No, Kowalski's medium tyres are 3 laps younger than Combi's. And Izamado is now... Oh! Has he had a moment? He's just been overtaken by Chris Rock. And Chris Rock goes up to 6th place on the road, with Izamado down to 7th. But we want to go to the battle for the lead, because Learcat is on the tail of the racing point of Bratti as they go into the Parabolica. Now, is this the opportunity? Is this the moment where Learcat finally gets the job done on the racing point? He got a little bit out of shape coming out of the Parabolica, but he's still within DRS range and in the slipstream of Bratti. Goes to the outside, side by side as they enter the Rettifilo, and Learcat is through into the lead with 3 laps to go of this Division 4 race in the United Racing League at Monza. Oh, he nearly lost it coming out of the Rettifilo, but just about maintains his margin over Bratti, but Bratti's not going to give this one up without a shadow of a doubt. To the inside Bratti goes, has to salt back in. It was too risky to do it into the Della Rocha chicane, but Learcat's done it. He's into the lead with 3 laps remaining here at Monza. But this is far from over. He's still half a second behind him, so by the next time they get onto the start-finish straight, Bratti may get the move done back on him. Kowalski now also 6/10 behind Combi in the battle for 3rd place, but he has that time penalty which he'll be serving at the end of this race, which will drop into 5th. So we go into the Parabolica. Now we cross over the line. And someone else has had a moment. It's one of the Ferrari. Oh, someone's in the barrier. Kowalski's lost it at Parabolica. And he's out of the race. He's lost it and his race is done. Kowalski goes no further in this race. I think Izamadu also had a moment in the Ferrari, but Kowalski's race is over in the Renault with only a couple of laps remaining. Now, I think he'll still be classified, but he won't be getting any points. And then there were 11. Ramitic going to the inside of BT as they enter the Rettifilio. And I think BT is going to have to surrender that position, and he's got a time penalty as well. So Liam goes up into the points now in 10th. Brian goes up to 11th also. Got just over a lap remaining now. The battle for the lead still rages on. Has Leocat done enough? Was that move the decisive moment in this Italian Grand Prix? Bratti in second place. This is his last chance to get the job done now into the Rettifilio, so he may as well throw everything at it. Doesn't do it into Rettifilio, so he's going to have to wait until they get onto the back straight before Ascari. So Leocat leading and Bratti second. Izamadu getting another 3 seconds of time penalty added. DRS open now on Bratti's racing point. I think Leocat has done enough, to be honest with you. But Bratti is not giving up. Through the Ascari chicane, Leocat has done brilliantly in this race to get by those who are out of sync with the leaders. But he's coming through now. Just one more corner to go. That is the Parabolica. He should have enough in hand to come through to win here at Monza. Leocat crosses the line to win the Italian Grand Prix at Monza by 0.3 of a second over Bratti in second place. Combi comes home third for McLaren ahead of Sassy Pickle in the Haas in fourth place. And then further behind, we've got Chris Rock, who started at the back of the field, I think, or towards the back of the field in the Williams. He's going to come home in fifth place. He's got enough of a margin over Izamadu to keep hold of that position. Izamadu crosses over the line in sixth place. PBX will be at the moment seventh, but I think Ramitic is going to go up a couple of places here because of PBX and Mr. BT's time penalties. So Ramitic, in all of that, finishes seventh, and it's in the pit wall as the race finishes. So PBX is 8th, Mr. BT 9th, Liam picking up a point for Ferrari in 10th place and getting the fastest lap of the race as well. Oh, that's Mr. BT's actually. So Mr. BT getting the fastest lap of the race as well as those 2 championship points for finishing 9th. Liam takes the final point in 10th place, and Brian, the last of the finishers, coming home in 11th. What a race, what a victory for Leocat. Superb victory there for Leocat then, for the Williams team. He's already finished on the podium once this season before this one at Paul Ricard. This time it's the race victory. And this result moves him up the order to 4th in the driver's standings now on 64 points. Brilliant effort from Leocat. So your final classification then, Leocat is the race winner, with Bratti in second place and extending his lead at the top of the championship over Halaquendi, who didn't score. Combi Kermi in third, had a Sassy Pickle. It's Chris Rock in fifth. Izamadu sixth. Ramitic, a satisfying seventh, had a PBX in eighth. Mr. BT in 9th, Liam in 10th, Ryan 11th, and he was the last of the finishers. Kowalski was classified, but did not finish the race via the checker flag. Flavistic crashed out, as did Samor, who retired in the pits. Pastor also stopped out on circuit. Genu retired, as did Alaquendi, Buku, and Ray. Now, some brilliant drives actually from Con McKermy from 10th to 3rd, Sassy Pickle from 14th to 4th, and Chris Rock from 19th to 5th. That's a brilliant effort from those guys. So an update on the championship standings. Bratti, who finished 2nd today at Monza, has extended his lead over Alaquendi to 43 points with 4 races to go. The next round of the championship will be at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal in Canada, where Bratti will be hoping to take a step closer to sealing the Division 4 title. Thank you folks for watching this. I've enjoyed it as well, and I cannot wait for it to, start again. I say start again soon, for the next race to happen in a week's time, 7 p.m. British Summer Time. So do please tune in for then. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the United Racing League returns.